some of the trends that we see happening of going to a cashless society.
There are so many Christians who, when you talk to Christians about a one world government, cashless society, and all these different checkpoints that are being set up, and state, they call you a conspiracy theorist. You've been called a conspiracy theorist. But can someone really be a Bible believing Christian and deny government someday?
When this man is ruling the entire world, basically he will command that everyone receive what's called the mark of the beast. Who's ever heard of the mark of the beast? And the mark of the beast is going to be something, the Bible says, in your right hand or in your forehead, and that no one will be able to buy or sell without having this mark. Now, people might have read this a few hundred years ago and said, you know, how can you do that? How can you make people not be able to buy or sell unless they have this mark? Can't we just pull out cash? Think about the way the technology is. This money that I hold in my hand, this Federal Reserve note, it's a piece of paper. It's worthless. It does not have any intrinsic value. When you see a cashless society starting to develop, more and more we're getting away from using cash.
There will be a time when physical money is just going to cease to exist.
So is paper money a relic of a bygone era?
95% of the transactions in America or more now have nothing to do with physical pieces of paper or coins.
Have you ever wondered if one day cold, hard cash will simply cease to exist? It's a reality that some say that we should accept. Greenbacks and coins have become an inconvenience.
The principle is that we have to move this economy from a cash-based economy to a cashless economy. This involves the banks, it involves the telecoms companies, it involves providers of ATMs and POSs, it involves a cultural change.
What do you call money? Taking over. And as some forms of money coming to the end of their lives, like the check.
In your mouth said, hey, we're not taking cash anymore. Suppose they said, hey, we're not even going to take checks or credit cards. Too much cost, and then you still want credit cards, and then it bounce checks. It has to be electronic transaction.
Because let's face it, the paper money's not really worth anything anyway. It's a piece of paper. Might as well be monopoly money. It's not gold, it's not silver, it has no intrinsic value. So first, they've gotten us used to using pieces of paper that are worthless as money. Today, I can exchange that piece of paper for goods and services. But if somebody said tomorrow, that money's not worth anything, it wouldn't be worth anything. Because you remember the Confederate States of America? Remember the Confederate money? People saved up Confederate money in the mattress. Guess what? It wasn't worth anything. Well, they could do that to you too. They just say, well, your paper money's no good. Now it's all just in your account. It's all tied in with your Facebook and your YouTube channel and your Gmail. And it's great because there's no identity theft. You don't have to worry about leaving your wallet at home. You don't have to worry about your credit card being stolen. It's all just completely cashless. We can control the drugs because there won't be any way to have a cash transaction. It's to prevent crime.
It's sci-fi technology that's about to enter the checkout lane, all in the name of
speed and convenience.
You'll be able to buy anything from bread to beer if you agree to give the store your ultimate identity.
That scares the heck out of me.
Once you have your groceries scanned, now what do? Touch your index finger to the image reader, and you've paid in about 3 seconds, all with the touch of your fingertip. It's called biometrics, an automated way to recognize you based on your unique biological characteristics.
Do not be sold on this because of a convenience. You know, today it's a fingerprint, tomorrow a microchip, maybe they'll actually use the mark of the beast.
Donnie Attaway quit his management job at Quick Trip when the convenience store chain told him he had to swipe his finger to clock in and clock out.
And although it may be optional today, you know, who knows about tomorrow.
Experts say biometrics are about to pervade every aspect of our economy and daily lives.
You put your finger in there, and my name comes up, and she's got all my information. And it's that quick? It's very quick. Love it? Love it.
People across the world already use biometrics. The U.S. government, the airlines, gas stations, even Walt Disney World uses technology that can read guests' blood veins in lieu of carrying day passes.
This one world government is going to have so much power that it's going to be able to dictate that no person on this earth will be able to buy or sell without having the mark of the beast. That's interesting. The King James Bible very clearly says that the mark of the beast, this mark that will be required for you to buy or sell, will be located in their right hand or in their forehead. This could be some kind of an implantable chip, where in order to buy or sell, you're just going to need to scan this chip. What's going to happen one day is that they will say, this paper money, that $100 in your pocket, it's worthless. You must scan to pay. It's all electronic now. Now you go to the grocery store, you ring up your groceries, and then just... And if you don't have a hand, no problem, because we'll put it in your head, because everybody has a head. You know what I mean? And you know, check out. And so it'll just, all the money will just be electronic. And it's already going that way. You know, cell phones are starting to have a scanner. So it could be basically, let's say there's an exchange of goods and services between two people, right? Okay, that's going to be $10.50. Go ahead and stick it in your right hand so I can just scan it with my smartphone. Okay, now I just took the money from his account. Oh, you just gave my son a piano lesson. Let me get you paid. Think about it now. The smartphone can be used to scan the mark of the beast, okay? And you can't buy or sell without it.
In medical news tonight, a chip the size of a grain of rice could save your life.
The year is 2017. You're rushed to a hospital unconscious with no ID or medical history, but thanks to a microchip under your skin, it's all there. Science fiction 20 years ago, but a biometric reality today.
I think it is possible to free us completely of our wallets and keys using biometric technology, if that's what people want in 10 years.
The challenge is to safeguard our privacy in a brave new world.
New microchip technology now makes it possible for the emergency room staff to find out about your medical history at the touch of a computer key.
So many emergency physicians have to operate blind. We have to make medical decisions not knowing what medicines you take or what allergies you have.
Harvard Dr. John Halopka says this radio frequency identification chip may solve that problem. He had it implanted in his right upper arm. A scanner reads an identification number. Those 16 digits are then entered into a secure website where his medical history is stored. EMT worker Brian Orsatti says the chip could help emergency workers.
One of the big things is if you ever have some type of trauma patient where they come in and they're unable to give you the information and or their medical history.
Dr. Halopka says the benefits are clear.
I'm a rock climber, and I believe that if I fall off a cliff and you find me unconscious, the comfort of being able to scan me and figure out who I am outweighs my concern for privacy.
The chip is encased in unbreakable glass and is about the size of a grain of rice. The procedure is done with anesthesia and is relatively pain-free.
It's like putting a knitting needle under your skin.
But in this case, he says getting something under your skin is a good thing.
It starts like this. Here's his cat. 5 years later, we found out she's back. Then somebody said, well, you know, if it's good enough for a cat, Suki, I've got mom and dad at home, and dad kind of wanders off sometimes, and maybe we could put in a microchip with his medical records in case something ever happens. Sounds good. And then somebody says, for my cat, good enough for grandma and grandpa, what about my baby? No more Amber Alerts. Never having to worry about that fear of an abducted child. And then we say, well, you know what? Maybe we should have them. And on that, we're going to have everything. Credit cards, driver's license. Think about it, Metro card. Thinking. No more wallets. Think about this. You don't carry keys anymore. So the question I want everybody at home to ask is that a good idea? Because that's where we're going next.
It's too sci-fi for me, I'm telling you that.
It's here.
I know it's here with pets.
Pues yo le quiero ver, está cabrón el ona.
Your child.
People in the past might have wondered, how could this be implemented? How do you stop people from buying or selling if they don't have a mark? But we see now the technology developing.
Hágalo del satro, hágalo del que tenga.
No one to be able to buy or sell
Bye-bye.
without having.
Dale, ¿cuándo con matar?
Only have like
Es todo ahí.
can't buy or sell. And basically the Bible says there's also going to be a law.
So como de la que te Attack.
Okay, you know, this guy's great. He's doing a lot of great things. Bringing things together. Only one can get on board with death.
when you hear about that, when you look at that, you probably say, well, in that case, I mean, I guess we're all going to die. That are believers, those that believe on Christ. I guess we're all going to be beheaded. The Bible talks about being beheaded. We're all going to be beheaded, but here's the thing. If this were allowed to continue, yeah, you're right, all believers would be killed. Because think about it. Look at the technology.